Hi there everyone and welcome to the video. So when people go, are you an OG or a new G fan? I always respond with the same response, which is, I'm a fan of all the games. So today I thought it'd be quite cool to kind of talk about what actually am I a fan of the most in every single title? What about each title draws me into it and I can confidently say I'm a fan of every single game? So what is every game's biggest strong point in my opinion? And yeah, I thought we'd go through each and every game and kind of just talk about that. So we're going to start off with Saints Row 1. Now, for me, Saints Row 1 offers the best gang experience. Now, for me, Saints Row 2 kind of strayed away from the serious gang elements that 1 had. But I'm going to give 1 kind of 2 points here. So, first of all, yeah, as I said, it's the gritty gang experience. If you want a gang game, you get Saints Row 1. If you want a slightly gangsterish game, maybe you go to the latter titles. But for me, Saints Row 1 is the definitive gang game. But on top of that, it also had the best multiplayer, which is undeniable. Now, this is something I only recently got to experience, and I've been trying to host some more lobbies, so if you're not in the server, feel free to join. We're going to try and host some over there soon. But Saints Row 1's multiplayer was easily the best in the series, and sadly as a younger fan, I never really got to experience that since I didn't have an Xbox 360, and, I've only really had my Xbox One for a couple of years now, and it's kind of just been a bit dead over there, so I'm trying to experience it as much as I can now, and it's definitely got the definitive multiplayer experience, but I also think its gang experience is equally as fun, and those two things are what make me a fan of Saints Row 1 the most. There's plenty of other features, of course, but for me, Saints Row 1 just gives me that gritty gang experience with an awesome multiplayer to back it up. Now let's talk about the sequel, Saints Row 2, my personal, joint favourite, I would say here. So, yeah, Saints Row 2, what a fantastic game it is. Now for me, Saints Row 2 has so much depth to it, and that's what I'm going to really give Saints Row 2. There's just so much to that game. You're never bored. It's kind of like a game I'm going to compare it to, which is kind of a wild one here, but I'm going to do it anyways. Skyrim. Skyrim feels like it just keeps on giving, and there's always something new to discover, and there's always so many levels of intricacy into its, game mechanics, and Saints Row 2 definitely has that. Whether it's you discovering secret islands, doing really cool missions, secret missions, underground caves, caverns, there's so much to that game. And I feel like every time I play it, I discover something new. Yes, it's got its flaws, but overall it's a really good game, and its depth is definitely what gets me in there. If I had to give Saints Row 2 perhaps another point, it'd probably be its story. It's got my personal favourite story in the entire series. The Ronin storyline in specific is fantastic, and that Julius mission at the end, oh my god, what a way to end off your game. In my opinion, Saints Row 2 has the best story, and it has the most depth to it, and yeah, I think that's probably what I'm going to hit Saints Row 2 with there. So, Saints Row the Third. A lot of people's least favourite, as I recently discovered, although it is probably my joint favourite for nostalgia reasons. But I'm not going to do nostalgia, because that's an easy point to give it without not having much to say. What are Saints Row the Third's strong points? Well, there's not exactly tons, but I will say mission design. Now, a lot of the missions in Saints Row 3 are filler activities. No, they're not there. But the missions that are actual missions are really fucking fun. You got Deckers.die, you got Murder Brawl, you've got, that one mission where you go after Loren. There's plenty of missions that really captivate you and draw you in, and I feel like it has some of the most fun missions gameplay wise in the series. I also think that its characters are the best. Now I know that that's quite a tricky subject, especially with Gat not being there, but minus Gat not being there, I think he has my favourite cast of characters. I didn't mind Oleg, I can't stand Angel, but I quite like the introduction of Kinsey. Sean D was alright as well. I actually kind of preferred new Sean D. I know that's also a hot topic there, but old Sean D was kind of useless in my opinion. So its characters are really good. I loved Pierce in that game. Pierce really wingmaned Saints Row 3 for me, and definitely made me fall in love with it. And overall, I quite liked the vibe and theme I got from the characters of Saints Row 3, so that's the points I'm going to give 3. Mission design and characters. You're welcome to disagree. I know a lot of people will give characters to Saints Row 2, which is completely fair. It has also got some pretty badass characters. Now on to Saints Row 4. Oh, now, I can't lie, Saints Row 4 has a place in my heart. I love this game so much, and while I never really label it as my favourite, every time I play through the game, I really do enjoy it. Now, there's 2 things I'm going to give Saints Row 4 here. I seem to be doing 2 things instead of 1 for each one, but fuck it, who cares? So, first of all, for Saints Row 4, fan service. Now, I know that everyone's going to go, fan service? You had superpowers? What are you, a moron, AJ? Yeah, a little bit, but still, that's besides the point, because you see, Saints Row 4 had some of the best fan service in bringing old characters back. It wasn't perfect, but, you had Tanya come back, you had Ben King, you had plenty of cool-ass people come back, and especially when you return to Stillwater in missions like that, I love that side of the game. And I feel like it's fan service and, just kind of, paying homage to its previous titles. It really did it for me, and it was what really drew me into that game, personally. And also for Saints Row 4, and here we go, hot topic again. I think it had the best villain in the series. The character with the most depth and, in my opinion, the most interesting villain. There's definitely been other good villains, don't get me wrong, but Zinyak I always found really cool. And I don't know, I feel like him as a villain, you really do hate him by the end of the game. Second to maybe Shogo, I guess, would be my other person that I hated, as well as Mero, of course, for what happened to her. Our poor beloved Carlos. But yeah, I feel like Zinyak was really good, and in comparison to Shogun, those are great. But for me, Zinyak was my personal favorite villain. I couldn't stand it by the end of it. I also quite like the dialogue in that game as well. It was always fun. And you know what? If I was to give it a third bonus point here for me of what I love about Saints Row 4, it's DLC. Saints Row 4's DLC was really fucking good. And I know that it's not perfect, but when the Saints Save Christmas actually has such a special place in my heart, I probably enjoy it more than the base game. I love that DLC pack. It's so good, and I can't stand DLC. But when the Saints Save Christmas definitely has a place in my heart. So let's go over to Gather to Hell. Not as many things to talk about here. So with Gather to Hell, I'm gonna go map. I think Gather to Hell's map was a significant step up from Steelport, minus the lava. I cannot get over lava, and personally, it's a bit of a pet peeve I have with that map. It really kind of brought its overall quality down, in my opinion. And I understand that we're in hell, so that's kind of a stupid point to make, which is completely fair to think so. But I just can't quite get over the whole orange vibe. It's really not for me, and it made the map feel very samey at times, which is, a bit of a personal pet peeve. But its map overall quality-wise and, variety-wise, I thought it was really good. It has, like, bits of everything, plenty of colour, plenty of vibrance, and I think that if, for me personally, there was a mod to change the lava for, like, water, I'd be all over that game's map, 100%. But it was a really good map, and I really enjoyed it. And I think that's all I'm really going to say about Gather to Hell. It has its problems, and it's personally the weakest title in the series by far, by a long shot, and I'm still a fan of it. I'd still play it. Like, it's not a game I hate. But, it's definitely the weakest one. And, as a bit of a bonus point, we're going to go AOM here. So, Agents of Mayhem. Once again, I'm going to go map. I love Seoul. I think it's really good. I actually really like the vibe, and I kind of wish that the game didn't flop as hard as it did, because I think the map was a big wasted opportunity. I thought it was a really pretty map. I loved the vibe it went for, and its sort of cartoony style was really good. And another thing I really like about AOM here is probably its difficulty. As silly as that sounds, so many difficulty options really had so much replayability for the game, and I just personally feel it made the game so much more fun to play through on the perfect difficulty that has the balance of tricky and fun. For me, when you have like a easy, medium, hard difficulty layout, I despise that, because medium's usually too easy for me, and hard is usually something that just like frustrates me and I have to kind of try hard. I want like that middle ground, you know what I mean? I feel like COD is where it has recruit, regular, hardened, and then veteran. Even that, I kind of want a middle ground between hardened and veteran, you know what I mean? But with AOM having like 15 different options for difficulty and rewarding the player for picking the more difficult options, I love being rewarded for working harder in the game, and it's something I personally like. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this one up. I hope you did enjoy. Let me know. Do a list down below. What is your favorite thing about every single Saints Row game? I'm really interested in hearing it. Thank you all for watching. I love you all so much. And yeah, be sure to join the Discord, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.